Nothing connected.
I just realized that I was so picking pre-show topics that I didn't have the notifications ready to go.
Okay. Well, get the notifications ready. Gotta let the world know, man.
That one.
Yeah, that was Discord.
That one. Need Twitter. There we go. All the notifications are out.
All right, good deal.
Record time.
Excellent, sir.
So, I told you before we started.
Come on, Trey.
Hey, well, I told you before we got started that I had like a bunch of different pre-show topics and I couldn't decide on which one. So,
yeah.
I've been watching this YouTube channel called Matt Rose recently. I say watching. I've mostly been having it on while I'm driving. But he does like dumb stuff from around the internet. So like the dumbest typos or stories that people have told about words that were banned at their school or things like that, right? Well, he did some on
Hurry
Furbies.
up, Rundgren.
Look, Will, we just started. We'll get to talk about it in a minute. All right?
He did a couple of videos on Furbies.
Okay.
And the strange, bizarre things that they would say as they die or as the batteries get low, or sometimes when they just got new, fresh batteries put.
Yep.
So, I thought it might be funny if I told you a few of these, and if you have any personal experience with Furbies, jump in there.
No, we were too poor. I didn't have it. I couldn't afford a Furby.
My dad worked overtime for a week to get one for my sister.
Yeah.
And we threw it out within a week, even though he threw it out. Because he could not stand the way that it would just keep going.
Yes.
So, a couple of these here are a Furby that said, "Mom knows best," when the child tried to put it to sleep. Hi, Roxanne.
Okay.
Which I think, that's pretty interesting. One that suddenly, like, most of these stories happen once they're like locked away in a closet, but some of them are when they're holding them. And one that went, "Hello, son, I missed you."
Okay. I mean, I've heard the one about they had a Furby on the shelf, and they're sitting there and all doing nothing, and the Furby goes, "I can't see."
Yep.
Like, okay, and then 10 minutes later, the lights went out.
Yep. There's one here where somebody was moving, and they had opened the closet door and opened up a box, and there was the Furby sitting in the top of the box. And the Furby that surely it'd been years since it'd been messed with, surely the batteries were dead, blinks its eyes open and says, "Hello, I missed you."
Ugh.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Right. Well, they banned them at all federal buildings.
Yeah.
Not long after they came out.
Yeah.
They are evil.
Creepy. Let me see here. Other really. Oh yeah. Okay. So this one is incredible. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But this person says that while they were in elementary school, they were invited to a sleepover at their friend's house. Their friend was from a family that was pretty well off and really liked Furbies. So they had a whole shelf above the couch dedicated to Furbies.
Oh, and they talk to each other, too.
Uh-huh. That everybody was having a good time. They got ready for bed. This person laid out on the couch, sleeping well, and suddenly the shelf above them breaks, and the Furbies rain down on top of them.
Ugh.
And start saying, "No!"
All right, that's a little weird.
It's like there are a lot of things they could have said that might have been worse, but there's still something about like the image of like 7 Furbies saying no.
Right?
It's just
was very strange.
Oh, Morgan Le Fay. Oh, nice. Congrats. Well,
Right.
there's a story here of someone that had skinned their Furby
Oh,
and left it up just to see if it would work, I guess. And the Furby started saying, "Hey, party!"
right. Been even better if they put a toga on it.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Uh, there's one where the Furby had been in a closet, as seems to happen with a lot of these, and
Yep.
they all of a sudden in the middle of the night heard, "I want to play, tickle me, I'm hungry."
Yeah.
It's like, ooh,
Don't want that either.
yeah. I will round this out by telling why my dad chucked the Furby out. He worked nights at the time, and everybody in the house was asleep in the early morning when he came home. And he opened the door, and my sister had left the Furby in the living room. And when he opened the door, I guess the light sensor triggered it, and it said, "Go away or die."
Oh God.
And so he threw it out the door.
Yeah.
Necron
Go
player.
And die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could be he added on the die part when he told us that story. I don't know. But either way, when a man's worked a graveyard shift, he comes in and a strange device tells him to go away.
Watch out, bearded man!
Watch out,
Voltron.
indeed.
On a Voltron. It was a plastic thing. It didn't come apart or anything. It was already put together. It was a big, the big robot. And it had a remote control. It was wired to it.
Hmm.
And make it like walk forward, like maybe pick up its sword arm.
Nice.
And it had a couple of sayings. And it got stuck on one of the sayings.
Oh, no.
It was in a closet one night. Yeah. And I woke up to Voltron talking to me. I don't know if something shifted in there and hit on the button or what. But that was rather interesting.
Dynatherms are go.
Emotional damage!
Emotional damage, indeed. Ron Flair, for sure. Accidentally set my son's Furby's hair on fire. Well, what gets me... Right. What gets me about them is they're pre-programmed to say things, right?
Yeah.
But
well, no, they're not.
Right, that's the thing. They were said to be pre-programmed, but they really weren't.
No, they were little learning bots.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, oh no. And so, like,
desk lamp do you have?
Who knows what had been said in the factory that they picked up on, you know?
Yeah. But the TV's playing, they're listening to desk lamp. The TV's playing, people just talking. Because the more it went, the longer you had it, the more you interacted, the more it learned.
Yeah. I know. Oh, go ahead.
They would talk to each other, and if one was more advanced than the other, it would teach the other.
Right. Definitely. I know we need to get started, but do you remember those little, like, hug things that when you touch them, they'd go like, you were supposed to, like, tickle them, you know?
Oh.
Well, I got one of those for Christmas one year from my grandparents, and I hated the thing. It would just go off whenever anything touched it, you know, and clip. I don't remember what the command is for it, but oh no. Poor Furby. Anyway, we moved and forgot to take it with us, and the house that we were living in at the time was my grandmother's house. And so when we came back, we went to go clear out some of that stuff, and it had been sitting in disrepair for a while. Some rats had got in there. So we burned the thing, thinking that the batteries would be long dead, you know.
Okay.
Put it on the fire, and we heard...
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, no! No!
Oi.
Anyway, yeah, we should start the podcast.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey,
I am Rungren.
and I'm a little giggly tonight, but it's me. It's fine. So, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, but before we get to that,
Yes.
we kick these off with a pop quiz.
Yeah.
Do we have a pop quiz?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Hurry up, Rungren!
Tonight, pop quiz. You know what? It's gonna be over Dark Souls.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Let me get to get through my list here. Here we go. Keep going.
Oh.
We're good. Okay. Look, I'm getting it straight, Will. And I'll be moving just as soon as I get ready.
Hey, Dark.
Hey, Dark.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay.
Good.
I want to ask you about an iconic weapon
Okay.
in the Dark Souls series, one that keeps appearing.
Moonlight Greatsword.
Huh?
Moonlight
Okay.
Greatsword.
Yep. That's the answer. Okay. I got that one right. All right. Nobody else is going to learn anything about that, but that's all right.
Yeah, I won't do that in the future. I'm sorry. I had to.
All right. Okay. So now I got to ask you about Artorias,
Okay.
the Abyss Walker. Now there's something interesting about that fight because he's not fighting at full power.
Right.
Why is that?
He is left-handed and his left arm is broken.
Yes, he's fighting at half power because his left arm has been broken. Now, who did he lose the fight against? How did his arm get broken?
He lost that fight against Menace.
Excellent. Do that. True or false? Hawkeye Go is blind.
That is true.
That is false.
Hawkeye Go?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's not blind. No. I got it wrong. He's technically blind, but he's not. There's stuff in his helmet.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the game, he's supposed to be blind, but he's technically not. The eye holes of the iron helmet
Yeah.
are black with resin that were put there by the people of the township he protects because they don't like giants.
Yeah.
If he took it off, he'd be fine. His vision would be unaffected, but giants and souls are dumb.
Yeah, he thinks he's blind.
So he thinks he's blind.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will take the technical foul on that one.
Yes. You get excited about answering, not thinking it through.
No, it is not Artoria. That is correct. Artorias.
Oh, sorry. He knew what I was talking about.
No, he was talking about Artoria from Fate.
Oh,
You're good. You said Artorias.
Okay. I guess everybody knew the first one. That was the only one she would know. Oh, let's see, where am I at? Yes. Let's see. So, if you own the remastered version of the game or the Artorias, the Abyss Walkers DLC, you'll be able to see a secret cutscene right before somebody's boss fight that makes the whole battle a little bit sadder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sif.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great Wolf Sif.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he'll recognize you in the future and pause.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Puppy Sif is so cute.
So the demons in Lost Izalith. Okay. Izalith. There's a theory about that. It could be that was more than I know, Dark, so that's alright. There's a theory about, what they once were. What were they once?
The demons of Lost Izalith were the denizens of Lost Izalith, the children of the Witch of Izalith.
And so they were once have been
Human. Sorry.
human. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Get that
I
chill
realize now after saying it that the children of a Witch of Izalith, she could have been anything.
mark. Right. Okay. So, you got a lot of big boss battles in that. One of them is the Iron Golem fight,
Yeah.
right? And but there's a way to avoid the fight, and it involves a particular summon before entering the fog gate.
Tarkus, 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 Tarkus.
Yes, Black Iron Tarkus.
Yeah.
We'll knock him off the ledge. Apparently, he'll beat his shins till he falls off the ledge.
He
so.
sure will. He wins that fight easy. If you ever watch somebody that's streaming Dark Souls and they've never played it before and they get to that fight, or even if they have really, they get to that fight and they summon Tarkus, the chat is just all chanting Tarkus. Tarkus is the true hero of that game.
Okay. 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 In the undead chapel, you will run into the boss of there.
Right.
Who's that?
Undead Chapel.
Yes.
So the boss is. We're talking Dark Souls 1, right?
It's Dark Souls.
Okay.
Okay.
Undead Chapel, the boss would be the Belfry Gargoyles.
Okay.
But
So
there's also
Okay.
the Channeler.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, because there's also the Black Knight
Right.
and the Armored Pig.
Yes.
So that's Dark Souls 3 you're thinking of. And Dark Souls 2 is the Fell Preacher and the Dark Congregation.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the War Pig.
True or false? Being a flame keeper has no effect on you.
That is definitely false.
You know, it might turn you into an immovable spider.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how you're supposed to keep the flame as an immovable spider.
The lady loses the ability to see.
Yeah, another one goes mute.
Yeah.
And the Dark Moon Nidus is said to be hiding a writhing swarm of living humanity.
Yep.
Underneath the armor.
Her armor
All right.
is sick, though.
So, okay. Well, I'm sure it is. Hidetaka Miyazaki, the creator of Dark Souls, he is a massive fan of a certain manga, and you can see it through the game. It shows up in various enemy designs across and different armor and weapon sets. What manga inspired Miyazaki?
It's Berserk by Karo Miura.
It sure is. Oh my gosh. Got one left. Okay, maybe I'll get you on this one. You missed one.
Question. Ugh.
What?
Did I miss that golf question? Ugh.
There is a
Disappointed!
character named Havel,
Okay.
and he's known for his unusual armor, which is made of what?
Oh, Havel the Rock. It is made of. This is a complete guess. Dragon bone?
Wrong. You got two wrong
Okay.
today. It's made of rock.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. He is called Havel the Rock.
His armor is made of rock.
Well, I guess Dragonbone because his club is a dragon's fang.
Right. It's a great glove. You got a massive great glove.
Yeah.
Whereas
The rock makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Not possible.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
well,
the heaviest armor set in the game.
I might be a little. I might make some easy sounding questions like be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And there to throw somebody off. I'm just saying.
They did earlier with Go.
Yes. All right, well, you didn't too bad. You passed. You can keep your Dark Souls card.
Dark Souls 1 is my favorite game of all time. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see. That is pretty good because that would have been way better than what I'd have done. Somebody given that.
Good job, Dark. All right. Well, let's get into. You want to start with Victory, or you want to go straight into weeks and come back to Victory?
Let's talk about Victory. Let's get it out of the way.
All right. We finished Victory, goddamn.
Yes, we did finish it. And
hurry up, Rundgren.
I don't know, man. It's what's memorable to me about Victory is all the stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
And even through the end, it never tightened up. It's completely inconsistent.
Yeah.
The conversation with somebody yesterday about how inconsistent like one character was. We were, referring to one character, but it's like that is the blueprint right there.
Yeah.
For everything else, even down to your blaster, your laser blaster where you're firing stuff.
I think you're right. I think if you start with Victory, there's a very low chance you're going to watch any more Gundam. Maybe any more anime.
Yeah. It's very rough. I think it could have been made a much better story. And I think that story could have probably been done in 20 episodes.
Yeah, I think so too.
It didn't need that much. So much it just feels like filler. And it's like, oh, we have so many episodes. We forgot what we said earlier. The characters aren't like the character design and the characters they give you, just the basics of the characters. They're not bad.
Yeah.
They're good. Yeah, easily. I think you'd have had less filler, maybe cut down on a couple of the characters in there, and I think you'd have had a solid story.
Well, I think Dark. It goes to some places that aren't good. I think where it really showed its hand for me was when the Kalos Gilly fires and they never shoot it at the Earth, but then they have that sniper suit that's shooting at the Earth.
Yeah.
And they make a comment about how good a strategy this is. And it's like, you had an orbital cannon.
Right? Yeah. You had a super cannon.
What are you doing, man?
We only had a super cannon for that one episode.
Yeah.
Use it. We were in a fight.
Yeah. It just.
The idea behind
come on,
Angel
Trey.
Halo
was
interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it was executed very well.
Right. It's also a really strange pivot where you have, hey, the Kalos Gilly's the threat. Well, first it's Zanskar's the threat. And it's all nebulous and you don't really know what's going on with them. And then the Kalos Gilly's the threat. You stop that, you win. Then it's the Motorrad fleet. And then they don't even stop the Motorrad fleet. The Motorrad fleet just stops being a problem.
Yeah. And I hated how the Shrike team was just there to be dispensable.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And she got a send off. Oliver didn't get a send off.
Oh, I know. You have to be part of Zanskar to get a send off.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil things for Dark. I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly, but there's a character death that happens in the second to last episode that just, like, any little bit of life that I still had in me that enjoyed Victory. Okay, well, spoilers are up and Dark doesn't care. So, when they kill Odilo, I was like, all right, look, Katagina just killed Odilo. This is the worst.
And Katagina started out, and Odilo's one of the characters there toward the end that I actually liked.
Yeah, he actually had an arc. One of the few characters that did.
He does story arc. But well, it's like the character Dark and I were talking about the other day is Shakti.
Yeah.
You get this at the beginning of the series. You get this, obviously a child. She's got a lot on her plate. But when everybody around Uso is just worried about, he's gonna fight.
Yeah.
And she speaks the words of wisdom. She speaks well above her age, right?
Right.
When she's talking to Odilo about it, and then just kind of turns into a dummy in the other, because they can't have that Shakti there, because that Shakti that at the beginning would have done something different, would have said something different.
How does she not realize that she's killing the people of Earth once she takes over the Angel Halo? Because you and I had a conversation where, based on what the Queen was saying, Shakti's going to take over and things are going to be different.
Yeah.
Which is what would make sense based on how we've understood that technology working. And then it just doesn't make it any different.
No. They end up really ruining Shakti's character, and they do it, not too far in. They ruin Chronicle's character.
Yep.
They ruin Katagina's character.
Can we talk about the fact that Chronicle Asher just hits his head and dies?
Yeah.
He's just gone. That was it. He's dead now.
Yeah, some of the deaths in there were pretty. Some of the deaths were really good.
Yeah.
Some of the deaths that happened in the strike team, they were like, oh man, like the holding up the ramp,
Kate.
Kate, yeah, get that. That's a rough death, Some of the strike team, the actual scene was pretty good, but even thinking of it, it's like, okay, this is meant for, obviously younger than I am, it's kind of meant for children, maybe preteens, whatever. It's still nonsensical.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about good deaths. The deaths of the old guys with the reinforce. That's a legitimately good scene.
Yeah.
Like the last stand of the old as they ship out the kids to get them out of the way, and then they're doing their best with terrible machinery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good enough to do what would win the war on its own, but because of the efforts of everybody, it's enough to push it forward. It was really good.
All right, I'll spoil that for you, Dark, because it's you. No.
Yeah.
No. And also, like because I was talking last night, my love and I were talking about Gun. Hers is Wing.
Right.
That's the one she grew up with, the one that she saw, and that was her first Gundam, right? We're talking about. I was talking about going back to the very first one.
Yeah.
When Amuro gets in the seat, I think, for the first time, and this really bugs me. The idea that the Gundam would learn, the Gundam has an intelligence to understand the pilot and react as it needs to help the pilot.
Very soon.
To help the pilot, and it's going to make up for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to adjust the better the pilot gets and all that. And it just got dropped.
Yeah, just gone.
Yeah, that's really kind of unfortunate, because that was a cool concept.
Yeah.
And it made sense for these kids getting in there.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Step it up. And also, what a new type is completely.
Yeah.
Just deep end.
The blow is very far.
Sense of you got an idea of what it was.
Yeah.
With Amuro. And even in Zeta with Camille.
Yeah.
You had a sense of what it was doing. And it was a big thing.
Yeah.
But it was just a really small thing in battle. Like,
right.
Just half a second before something happens, you had a premonition of it. You knew it.
Yeah, it was spider sense.
Yeah, but now you can heal people with it. You can, I don't know.
You can put everyone on Earth to sleep.
Yeah.
And turn them back into babies.
Babies, yes.
What weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of it. Now, when was this one? Was this 94?
I think so. Let me double check.
Yeah, double check. I think it was 94. Because it still got a lot of 60s, 70s sci-fi ideas in it.
Yeah.
The Angel Halo is straight out of, straight out of that with the Psychic Curse.
93 into 94.
I think it's not the worst Gundam
Right.
that we've watched.
Yeah.
I still have that for
Stars Counterattack.
Stars Counterattack.
Yeah, for the character assassination.
Yeah, that was just it was from the get go. It was just a kind of a pointless show.
Yeah.
This Victory also didn't it kind of just feel like really bad fan fiction?
Yeah. The
Because
fact that
I would say fan fiction because I'm pretty sure fan fiction would be better than that
right, like
on that.
there are
If some
points of victory where I think My Immortal is a more fun read by far. Like Katajina just she's there. She doesn't really have a lot of personality.
Yeah.
And then suddenly she's just gone for a long time. Shows up again, she's a different person. Then she's gone for a long time. Then she shows up again and she's a different person again.
Yeah.
It's not ad time. I'm snoozing the ad till we're done talking about Gundam.
Well, it won't be much longer. I think Oliver and the Strike Team. That could have been a great story.
Mm-hmm.
They totally just because Oliver sacrificed. They totally get rid of nullify.
Get rid of him. He's gone.
Wouldn't made Katajina's traitor. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference that he did that or not. No, it was all over the place. Everything is just the worst inconsistency.
Fight for me.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good, but we finished it.
Yeah,
it had its moments. Had some cool looking suits, of course. Yeah.
Speaking of suits, though, that armor, they introduced armor for the V2, the assault mode.
Yeah.
That armor was worthless.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Some regular people with a bazooka just took care of that armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
The Bikini Squad. Yeah, we need you to get out of your mobile suits and go after the Gundam on foot with bazookas. And we're going to have you wear bikinis because Katajina says that it's going to make Uso feel really weird.
It made me feel really weird.
Look, when she gets roasted by that beam saber, like, whoo!
Yeah, it's not near as great as that should sound.
Yeah, it's not.
Right. That should be. That was, I don't know. Like I said, I think the just complete dismissal of the Strike Team after you had this great introduction, this idea. There was some, I guess maybe there was a little bit of mystery about them, but you understood what they were there for.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's probably, I feel like in was it Double Zeta? Rue is just a wasted character.
Yeah.
Go anywhere with her.
Yeah.
Great intro. Like, who's this? And then nothing. Ever.
Yeah.
And
Build fighters.
It's like this, that has been done with this whole series.
Right. I do have to point out, as Dark has pointed out, because I hadn't considered it, we never found out how Uso and Katajina knew each other. That never gets explained.
No, how is Shakti the Queen's kid?
Right.
In Caesarea, whatever it is. Yeah, there's no
nothing.
Yeah. And Uso's parents just, we're gonna go.
Yep. Also, just quick shout out to Captain Steinberg. I had to look up his name.
Okay.
The captain that was with Uso's dad that was just like, look, man, your kid's a lot better than you're giving him credit for, and you should be a better dad to him. And that was his only job in the whole show.
I tell him that twice.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah. No. It was really disappointing. Like
he did his job good. He did.
Yeah. Stars Counterattack was hugely disappointing.
Yeah. Fully agree.
Character of the show. There's one guy that shows up twice. He stays consistent.
Yeah, he sure does.
He stays consistent.
But even when he dies, his line is, "I have to do this so the children can have a future." Like, look, can this guy be the main character? Like,
or at least, can we get some more on him? Yeah.
And he turns, and Uso's dad is just gone. Uso's dad's like,
Yeah.
I'm not dying. See ya.
Yeah. And I think, like, I really like Marvette
Yeah.
as a character, but they get kind of, she's not as inconsistent as some of the other stuff in there.
Right.
They're really wishy-washy with her sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, she can't pilot because she's pregnant. Oh, but she's one of the best pilots, so she should be out there. Well,
Yeah.
what?
Just give me Marvette and the Shrike Team. I'm going to watch that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And man, there's such a good story there of like Oliver dies in battle and Marvette takes over leadership of the Shrike Team, and they have like divisions there because, you know, Yuka's been there longer, and there's could have been great.
But, well, like, you know, I don't know. It's so much stuff. The idea of the guillotine, that, you know, even the Queen, you know, they build her up so much.
Yeah.
And then just rip the rug right out underneath it.
Yeah. She's
You
actually
know?
not important at all.
Yeah. Never mind. She's not important. She has all this great new type.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
The throwing knives, the bells, all this stuff they suddenly made important that didn't matter at all before. It had never been brought up.
Yeah. And the only thing I could think about the bells is they wanted to point out, like, Carmen's going to be a new type.
Yeah.
You know, Marvette's baby's going to be a new type.
Right.
Government setup is going to let her survive half hour.
Yeah.
It seemed like it doesn't.
Doesn't make any sense at
doesn't.
all.
That little bald-headed guy with the goatee seems like, you know, he's the one that's in control.
Mm-hmm. What? Tomino must have been writing it during the course of it, right? Because the moment where you have all of the Zanskar soldiers that are men that are saying we're fighting for a society where things will be better, where women are in charge. It's like those people are drinking the Kool-Aid, but those are Kagede's guards, which means at that point in the story, that was the plan. And then suddenly it's, well, no, everybody's going to go back to being babies again. Maria's not going to be queen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know. But I think they ruined it. I think there would be, because, you know, I realize maybe a stunning revelation to some people, but women are people too.
Yeah, 100%.
So matriarchal society is not necessarily going to make everything better.
Right.
The thing, but it was an idea as a setup about the way she was going about it and the power that she displayed. Like, okay, this is something.
Yeah.
And then never mind.
Right.
Never mind. The guillotine was kind of a silly idea. I understand the symbolism of it.
Yeah.
You know, he'd been reading way too much French Revolutionary books before doing it.
Yeah.
But this episode right here, I feel, or this series, I feel is really rushed, and like Dune inspired the first Gundam,
Right. Yeah.
original Gundam, right? And I can point to characters where they go, how they say. Look, there's a lot of stuff that shouldn't have functioned in that show for sure.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, but there were so many that was just a blatant lift.
Yeah.
And when the animation changed,
Yeah.
They had it was even more obvious. You got Transformers, Mask. You know, they were doing like they had the G.I. Joe animation for a while.
Yeah, with the water.
Yeah.
Also, can we just give a quick shout out to the fact that we waited 47 episodes for the Federation to show up and be a big part of the plot, and we don't get introduced to a single Federation officer other than Captain Steinberg. It's just him. We don't get a set of Federation pilots to back everybody up. It's just Steinberg.
Yeah. And I don't know. There was something in the first series. It was a great, like all the characters I was interested in, you know, like like Captain Bright, flaws and, you know, and the things he got right. That was a good character in the first one. And discuss how he kind of gets watered down a little bit through Zeta or whatever. But there was definitely no side character, or there was no character that like held that position.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's like, okay, I'm doing my best to hold this together. And look, the people, you know, Captain Bright was like, look, I'm going to do everything I can for these people on the white base. This is my job.
Yeah.
And now I got to go over here. I still got to protect people on the white base.
Yeah.
Well, but there was nothing like that. And Uso, kind of one dimensional.
Yeah, he is.
His whole run is basically, a cheesy 80s action movie. Gets caught on a mobile suit, but while parachuting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very, very, a very, very weak entry.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I made the comment to you while we were watching it that now I understand why Super Robot Wars and SD Gundam G Generation and all that, they don't use the plot of Victory Gundam. They just give you the suits. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the Queen in the military, Zanskar's military, I think that could have been done much better.
Oh, yeah.
Where you understand there's a balance of fear and respect. I know what Dark's talking about here. There's a balance of fear and respect that really makes them powerful. But no, it was just, stay in line or we're going to get the guillotine. Like, you got mobile armor.
Right.
Getting stepped on by one of those is much more terrifying.
Uh-huh. And the only guy that ever thought to betray him was Tassilo Vega. It was just him. Only ever him.
That's enough. That's enough.
Let's move into weeks then. How's your week been, sir?
It's been all right. It's been all right. Oh, no, this pen's dying. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I fixed it. Fix it.
Get your ire up talking about victory before we let you talk about your week.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I agree.
Yeah.
I got through it. And
yeah.
Look, I think some of the I think there's a lot of characters in there that I thought were on the base level were really good. But anyway.
Yeah.
I got a show to tell you about.
Okay.
Kind of goes in with Thursdays a little bit. It's called The Almighty Johnsons. I watched 3 seasons on Tubi.
Okay.
Which it was kind of weird watching Tubi.
Yeah.
Because it's like old school TV.
Uh-huh.
It's like that. Like the commercials come on and they're not YouTube commercials.
Right.
They're like TV commercials.
Uh-huh.
And it just kind of made me smile. It was kind of a weird thing. It's like, why am I kind of nostalgic about this?
You know what else you can watch on Tubi?
Yeah.
Kamen Rider.
That's okay. The Almighty Johnson. It's set in New Zealand.
Okay.
There's a group of brothers.
You touched on it last week, but you didn't. You had only seen like a couple episodes, I think.
Oh yeah. No. Well, my girlfriend had watched it. I hadn't watched it yet. So
okay.
She made me watch it, and I'm glad she did.
There's the oof for me with Kamen Rider.
It does get a little. A couple times in the third season, it gets a little weak, but not like bad. It's still good. It's still a good show.
Yeah.
It just drops off a little bit. But the basic thing was these guys when they turn 21, there's a ceremony. Spoilers, they get hit by lightning. I'm not gonna tell you how. And they become the aspect or the essence of a Norse god.
Okay.
Which they're still human, but they have some powers.
Right.
Especially when they figure out. For example, there's the oldest brother is named Mike, and he got what's his name? Ul, a god of the hunt, and god games. So you can't lose at a game.
Okay.
And if he catches a trail of something, you cannot hide from it. If he knows what he's looking for,
right,
he can track you down. You cannot find and get away from him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they did some clever things with him. Like there was an antagonist. They were going back and forth, and he got to go to the antagonist a little bit to say, "Well, I bet you won't."
Yeah.
And I accept.
Ooh.
It's really cool stuff like that.
That's cool.
There's the Maui gods show up, and it's really awesome the way they did it. I think it's 90% really, really well cast.
Yeah.
So I think it's a couple of them. Thor's amazing.
I mean,
but
that's just a great sentence in it.
yeah, but not in the way you would think.
Okay.
But yeah, it's cast really well. I think everybody does a good job. The script's solid.
Hmm.
The writing, the dialogue is very well done. It's got a couple of things where it leads you off and go, kind of throw you off for a couple of things, like twists, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it kind of feels like each character in there, humans, got whoever they show you into, at least has a little bit of an arc.
Yeah.
If a character's reoccurring, you're going to watch them grow a little bit.
Nice.
You can watch them learn, watch them grow. The guy that plays Loki, his human name was Colin Gunderson.
Okay.
Great job. Great job. He is such a likable shit. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can put it.
I understand.
You can't. You're gonna hate him, but still, because of what he is, what he does. But like one of the brothers named Ty, he's Hod, God of all things.
Yeah.
And like he little storyline with him. He falls in love with a woman, but he can't really be with her because when his emotions get going, his powers kind of manifest, and he'll freeze her to death.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, so the whole thing going with that, I definitely think this is worth a watch. Especially if you got a mild interest in mythology.
Right.
I think I really think it's well done. I think it's one of the best shows I've seen in a while. That was kind of original.
Yeah.
Not based on something or a sequel to something or in this this cinematic universe or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of stands on its own.
Refreshing coming off Victory too, I assume.
Yes, yeah. It was. And even look. There's a character named Michelle, and she is the god Sofri. She is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now there's I gotta put this out there. If I didn't know who Lucy Lawless was, I still think she was pretty.
Right.
But there's a connection there. And you have to see her like act and speak.
Okay.
And it just even more so. But like I said, I think it's well cast. Definitely think it's worth a watch. It was really fun, especially coming off like some of the skimming through mythology like we've been doing and looking at different things. Like when Maui shows up at one point, and the guy Jerome, the House of Jerome. It's just a really great show. Definitely worth watching. There's something very Neil Gaiman-ishy, if I know not a real word, about it. It's just like the idea of he is Odin, but he's not Odin. He's his name is Axel, and he's he is the Allfather, but this is just his human form. This is the essence of him.
Yeah,
in the human vessel, so to speak. Right.
Very cool.
There's gods and goddesses and a lot of things, and there's another character. There's an oracle. The oracles are great. There's a goddess oracle named Ingrid, and I forgot her goddess name. And then Olaf is the god's oracle, and he is it Balder? Boulder
would make sense.
Yeah. But the unaging. He's born anew every day. But really an excellent show. And it, like I said, it slows down in the third season, but it never drops the ball.
Okay. That's good.
So if anybody else watches it, let me know, and let me know what you think.
All right.
We played Lotro.
Yeah.
Back into Moria.
Yep.
We got out of Moria and then back into Moria even deeper.
Yep. I did a side quest today that led me to lead a dwarf out of Moria and then lead me right back into Moria again. That's about right.
Yeah. There's we're gonna go into, you've seen Lothlorien. There's some stuff to do there. and it does. It's kind of interesting because you get to see there's stuff you can do down in Lothlorien. There's really cool stuff you can see. There's little Easter eggs around there from the books.
Yeah.
If you want to go find them, but it's kind of like, and there is some battle and combat. It's like Lothlorien. After you come out of Moria, which is nothing but darkness and fighting.
Yeah.
You get Lothlorien. It's kind of like a breath.
Right.
For a few levels. And then as you get through Lothlorien, you'll get back into the fight. It's kind of strange. Okay, it fits with like the movies.
Yeah, it does.
You know, when Gimli and everything, Gimli and Legolas and Aragorn, Boromir, all of them get there. It's a place of wonderment, but they get a break.
Yeah.
From him. But I like it. I'm looking forward. Looking forward to what's coming out. There's a couple of places we're gonna hit. Legolas. A couple places we're gonna hit. I'm really excited for you. I just want you to see your reaction.
Yeah.
Through that. I have been doing. I've got in the mood to play Fallout 4, so I've been running around on it. Got some mods on it. I'm avoiding Preston Harvey at all costs.
Right,
man.
As you should.
Yeah, right. Well, at some point I'm going to have to go.
Yeah.
And get them, and then there's just going to be never-ending. Uh-oh, there's ghouls here.
I've marked a settlement on your map.
Yeah, marked settlement on. See, that's one of the things I'm trying to do. Make sure that he can mark no settlements on my map because I already got them.
Yeah.
I got my supply line set up, and it's got heavy machine gun turrets around it to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having fun with that. It's such a almost great game. And there's something about the Boston area over on the east around a Good Neighbor.
Yeah.
That the game cannot handle.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the buildings are like there's high rises over there.
Right.
Skyscraper. And I don't know if that's it or not. So I have to kind of avoid that area until I have to go in there.
Yeah.
Not much else is going on. I think I pretty much covered it. Kind of a slow week. It was good.
Well, since you brought up Fallout, I'll start my week with Wasteland 3.
Oh, right on.
If I can spell. There we go. Started playing Wasteland 3. Not for a video or anything yet. Just for fun. Might do a video on it at some point. Don't play a lot of games just for fun anymore. But Wasteland 3 is a really interesting game. It is CRPG, so it's like a Divinity or a Baldur's Gate or something like that. But it is post-apocalyptic. Of course, the entire Wasteland series is. Much like Fallout, it's made by the devs of Fallout 1 and 2, so it's that style. The bombs went off, and now you're trying to put together civilization again, but you're over, like, I think it's 300 years afterwards now. So it's like, in a lot of ways, it's more technologically advanced, but the characters don't know that, because not a lot of records survived the bombs. So there's some references to, one day I hope to be able to bring back the kind of technology we had before from a guy who's making a solar beam. So, I mean, Yeah. But at the same time, while they have this really good warfare tech, because they've needed it, because all governments have collapsed, they don't have a lot of infrastructure or anything like that. So you are the Rangers, and it's your job to come in and try to get some stuff so you'd... I'm so sorry. To get some supplies to take back home to Arizona, and you're in Colorado, so that you can save your people back in Arizona because you're running low on supplies. And you wind up in a whole bunch of intrigue and stuff. Wow, all of a sudden I had to sneeze. It's really fun, though. I decided to play a melee character because Shadowrun inspired me to play a melee character in a game where I probably shouldn't play a melee character.
Right on.
And it's worked out pretty well so far, actually. Being a tank in a game with a bunch of guns doesn't seem like it's very viable, but I have 129 HP at level 5, I think I'm 5.
As long as you can get close.
Yeah. They cannot kill me before I get there, and then they don't survive the first swing normally. I don't miss. But it's really fun so far. You recruit characters and solve problems and do quests and build a base, and so far it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Excellent.
Like it. Also, I put a rocket launcher as my secondary weapon because I didn't have any stats in any other weapons but melee. And you build up to a super move that you can do, a limit break, as you might say. And the limit break persists between your weapons. And the one for the rocket is you fire a nuke.
That's always handy.
It's like, yeah, I mean, might as well make the world a little worse while we're here. Boom!
Right. Yeah. What's some more radiation?
Yeah. Oh, really liking it so far. Still working my way through Stranger Things. On season 4 right now. Those episodes are much longer in season 4. We're on episode 6, I think, episode 7 maybe, and it's an hour 40 minutes for that one episode. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit to get through there. It's nice. Never heard of that second one.
Me neither.
But it's still a really good show. You were talking about casting earlier, and I think that just about everybody's cast really well. There's a couple characters that I don't know the show really needed that were introduced in season 4.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're not bad so far. They didn't. I don't feel like they necessarily needed to be added to the mix. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's pretty good. And got left on a cliffhanger. So gotta watch the next episode soon. And then I've still been playing Zelda. Won't spoil anything for you. Been grabbing minutes at that anywhere I can. Still really like it a lot. Shame Legacy. Okay. All right. But we've also still been working on the barn, and we had to change some stuff plant-wise because we wound up getting a horse a little bit sooner than we thought we were gonna. And so, got a horse in the field now. And she's a sweetheart, so
that's good.
I've never been able to just walk up to a horse that didn't know me, that wasn't like a petting zoo horse, and have it just be fine with me there. It's always been like that horse is a little... It may not be mad that I'm here, but it doesn't know me, and it doesn't really want to, Yep. But this horse, Laxie is her name. We did not name her. Okay. When I walked up to her, she didn't step away. She just immediately pushed her nose out, wanting no scritchies.
Right on.
Pretty great.
Always ready to provide no scritchies.
Yeah. She doesn't even have to ask.
Right.
But the calves are jealous of the attention that she's getting. But that's pretty much been my week. It's been a lot of that, A little boring, I know. I'm sorry. But that leads us into reviews.
All right.
We're starting with one that I know people are going to be excited for. This is Loop 8, Summer of Gods.
Okay.
Probably never heard of this game before, and that's okay. It is an RPG that released last week. Let me get the official description for you here.
All right.
Trying to click, why did it go? I had it up already, and I accidentally closed the window like a... Yeah, look, I didn't kill those horses. Those horses killed themselves. That was not my fault. They ran off cliffs while auto-riding. They should have known better.
You should have been paying attention. Look, if a dog misbehaves, it's the owner's fault. All right?
Look, it is not my fault that the game spawned a wagon that ran over Kelpie.
Sure.
There was no wagon there when I turned the corner, and then suddenly there was a wagon.
Whatever you need to remove your guilt.
So, Loop 8 says, your choices shape the world in this coming-of-age RPG. As a new arrival in a 1980s rural Japanese town with a mysterious ability to loop time, your every decision and relationship will affect the outcome of battles against the invading Kegai.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna go 80. 80 even.
Okay.
All right.
It's not ad time, though, Nightbot, because I pushed those ads back earlier. Ad time is like 45 minutes from now. I do not know, Dark. That is a good question.
Probably not.
Score is 56.
Wow. Well then.
Let me read some reviews for you. Because we have quite a few reviews tonight, I'll just give you 2 for each. But this first one is from Niche Gamer. It says, Loop 8 Summer of Gods is an enjoyable game, but it's not for everyone. If you're a fan of strong narratives, then we'd recommend picking it up. If you're a fan of traditional JRPGs, then it might be better to watch some gameplay first. If you don't like a challenge or repetitive gameplay, then we suggest avoiding it. For your meal, sir. And Way Too Many Games says, in conclusion, Loop 8 Summer of Gods is dreadful. It pains me to say, but it's easy to suggest against purchasing it. Plenty of bad decisions contribute to sucking the fun from this romp and relegating it. Retake. That word is relegating.
Yeah.
Relegating it to becoming a chore. I wanted to like it, given the pedigree, and when I found out it combined my most beloved genres, I was giddy. Unfortunately, the finished product is a big failure.
All right. All right. You ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a 50.
Okay.
I don't think there's gonna be much to it. I don't think it's gonna be that highly recommended.
Out of 18 reviews,
49, 52.
everybody's in around the same wheelhouse there.
I think so.
Score is 22%.
All right. Well, not going with that then.
Good one to kick us off on that as we go into our next one, which is Amnesia the Bunker.
Is what?
Amnesia the Bunker.
Amnesia the Bunker.
So this is the newest in the long-running Amnesia franchise, some of which have been rated as some of the best games ever made, some of which have been rated as some of the worst games ever made.
Okay.
Well, probably doesn't help you at all, but it's the truth of the matter.
Right.
The first game is like well regarded as one of the best horror games ever made, and
Right.
every game afterwards has been bad.
77.
Okay.
86, 77. See what we got.
Score is 77. You got it.
Hey, I get ice cream.
Yeah.
Calm down. Ice cream. Ice cream.
Put you on the ice cream wall of fame.
Ice cream. Give me my ice cream.
So, got a couple blurbs for you here. WCCF Tech says Amnesia the Bunker has become one of the best horror games in an ever-changing landscape, on par with titles like Resident Evil 7 and The Dark Descent. This game not only is a return to form for frictional games, but it also paves the way forward thanks to its systems that encourage creative solutions to problems and an ever-changing nature that will keep players on the edge of their seats as they face off against the supernatural threat roaming the halls of the bomb shelter. And then Expansive says Amnesia the Bunker is a well-designed, short, sharp episode in the award-winning horror series. Setting is suitably tense. The new inventory management and puzzle-solving philosophy feeds into the suspense, along with the limited resources and the multiple endings do add playability. Short length and some interactivity issues aside, another memorable Amnesia game and one of the best to date.
72.
Okay.
That It sounds interesting though. It does. I don't know if it actually be interesting.
Right. The score is 76. Faith is on the board too.
I didn't want to share my ice cream, but I guess we will. Man,
I was just about to say 76 when she answered too. That's great.
right on.
Next up,
Congratulations, Faith. Share my ice cream.
the award-winning title, the award-winning series, I should say. Street Fighter 6.
Oh. There's nothing about this one that appeals to me.
Yeah.
Like that. It probably will be a high score. But I'm going to go with 74.
Okay. Watch out, bearded
Doing
man.
it right.
Watch out, bearded man. I've seen some incredible memes with the creative character for this game, and it does have me a little bit excited, but I just don't have the time to put into another fighting game right now.
Fair enough.
We have a 92, an 83, and 82, and you said 74.
4.
Score is 92. Dark is also on the board now.
Yeah. Look. I don't know. Maybe it is a great game. Maybe it is. But the look of it is just not. It doesn't feel Street Fighter. It doesn't appeal to me on that level. Like sometimes it's like I'm not a big Street Fighter fan, but sometimes like, you know what? I'm gonna go punch people, see how far I can get. It's not bad. It's fun. And this seems more like if I want to play Street Fighter 6, I'd probably just play Tekken.
Yeah, sorry. That's my favorite sentence of the podcast so far.
Right on.
No, I agree with you, and that's where I'm at. Honestly, with Guilty Gear, I don't really need another fighting game right now. It's not even a question of like, well, you know, I kind of want to. No, I don't feel like I need it. But some reviews. Sixth Axis says Street Fighter 6 doesn't really need recommending to hardcore fighting game fans. You already know how incredible it is, but do I recommend it for more casual players? Street Fighter 6 has a real sense of community, welcoming all players old and new, teaching new tricks and providing something for those that just want a bit of fun. This is truly a fighting game for everyone. What do you mean it's got a sense of community? You mean it's got a community hub? Most fighting games right now have community hubs. What does this blurb mean?
If you got a game on Xbox, you can click on it, hit start, and then look down the list, and it will take you to this community hub.
Yeah, I agree. So, because of that, because I had to read that one, because it was just, what are you doing? I'll read you a different positive review here, which is from Games Radar. Street Fighter 6 offers the most flexible, versatile, and expressive combat scene in the series to date. With its fantastic suite of game modes and diverse character roster, Street Fighter 6 has something to offer every type of fighting game fan.
Okay.
I'm sure there are, Dark. Also, like, is it the most versatile, expressive combat? Because Street Fighter 2, like...
I don't know.
That's tight gameplay right there. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah.
All those characters are balanced. That's the last time the series could say that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go 86 on the recommended.
Okay.
Right
I do have one more review for you if you want it.
I thought you were doing two. Did you just
Yeah,
do
but
one?
because I read that terrible one, I was like, you know, I'll give you a free one.
All right.
I said I was giving you a free one, and I did it. So we got this covered. Says Street Fighter 6 delivers a deep, complex, and satisfying fighting game, bristling with fun new characters and an excellent multiplayer mode. Unfortunately, all of that shackled to a truly terrible single-player RPG that stands as one of the most embarrassing things Capcom has released in years. If you're here for online play, you'll love it. If you want single-player action, stay far away.
Okay. I'll stay with 86.
Okay. Fury is pretty great. And she's spider-themed. Well, it didn't used to have a single player anyway. It had an arcade mode. That's all it was. There was a little bit of a story, but it wasn't like a full single-player mode.
Right. And the same way, Tekken did that a lot. And it wasn't very good. And the Tekken games, you'd have it was kind of like an arcade mode.
Yeah.
Or the 3D fighter into like a 3D side scroller in a weird way.
When you played it to unlock costumes, you didn't play it because the story was going to be great. You know?
Yeah.
Although, having said that, King of Fighters, Terry Bogard, that story's great. The score is 98%.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. Not for me, it's not.
119 reviewers, too. That's a really high recommended score for 119 reviewers.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. People love it, so.
And then finally for this week, we have Diablo 4.
Diablo 4, huh? I am going to give it a 30.
Okay.
Just for reasons.
Personally, I agree with you. Let's see if the reviewers did.
I also know somebody's they got it and they've been playing it and there's issues.
Yep. The score is 89.
Yeah.
Bunch of cowards.
I don't mind sitting around all day waiting to play.
Bunch of cowards.
I can't give a high score to anything that's got online mode only. You know, that could be a single player game.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, especially when you queue up to be able to play and you have to queue up to play solo.
Yeah.
Like you're not playing an MMO.
Wait, 30 minutes, an hour. I think the last time I talked to it was 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Before you get into play a game. He wouldn't want to play with anybody else.
Right.
He wants to run Diablo. He wants to run the story. And that's what I would want to do with it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not playing Diablo to play with a bunch of other people.
No.
Oh. But I got some reviews for you.
Okay.
From Video Gamer, site we've never covered before. Diablo 4 feels like the apex of the series, bringing together everything great about the previous entries. It isn't without its minor flaws, and the success of the in-game content is still up in the air, but for once Diablo has a gripping story, phenomenal graphics, and a gameplay loop that doesn't innovate too much, but is certainly better than its predecessor. Excuse me, what do you mean for once Diablo has a gripping story?
Yeah,
Deckard Cain.
Yeah, no, I think the story has been solid in each point. Right?
3 was maybe the weakest.
Yeah,
but
it was also the most arcadey.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and it kind of got fixed. You know, at least it got fixed to where it was fun. A little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Knocking on the story of Diablo because you got such a lore set there.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. You know, they changed a little bit, not much. Not really, don't. You got your Nephilim. Way to go about it. They take a lot of religious, like biblical.
Oh yeah.
Terms and stuff like that, and kind of twist them and turn them to make them fit the story to go through. But even the first one, it was a simple story.
Yeah.
You come across this village. It's abandoned except for this one dude who wants you to stay a while and listen. Then you go in the dungeon, and it changes every time.
Yep.
I don't know. 3 is the only one. Yeah, 3's fun. It's just very arcadey.
Yeah.
I think 2, and I've got some backup on this. I think Diablo 2 is probably the strongest in the series.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Diablo 2 is an incredible game. So, when it comes to a secondary review for you, I had a lot of options, and I didn't like almost any of them. Because despite knowing this game had terrible server problems, not just because I know someone personally that told me about it, but because it was all over Twitter, I watched
Right.
people on Twitch struggle with it, right? It's not brought up in really any of these blurbs. So I finally decided, you can give me a quick review. I finally decided to go with Attack of the Fanboy, who just says, with engaging combat, an immersive atmosphere, and a compelling story, Diablo 4 rekindles the flame of one of Blizzard's most beloved franchises. Though the current live service content plan somewhat hinders its potential, Diablo 4 will satisfy the hunger of series veterans and any new players seeking a quality action RPG.
See that I might be relying on our mutual friend too much, but like I like Diablo.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he likes Diablo much more than I do.
Right.
And so far Diablo 4 has been kind of a disappointment to him. I don't know. I don't feel it. I'm not excited. Diablo 3, at least my interest was kind of peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. A new Diablo. Second one was great. I hope they build on that. They decided not to.
Yeah.
But it was still okay. Hold on. I gotta move something so I can read this.
Yep. That's pretty much it. That's the thing that didn't get brought up in any of those blurbs. I wonder why.
When was it the 360? It might have been the one. I think it was the 360. When that was originally released, one of the things was you always had to be online.
The Xbox One, yeah.
It was the Xbox One, yeah. And that got shut down real quick.
Yep.
That got a lot of harsh reaction. And they changed it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of wonder about some of the I'm not saying it happened. I'm just not pushing it past the company that put this out.
Yeah.
Some of these reviewers, we might have kind of checked out on them, make sure they had good access to the server.
Right.
So maybe their weight wasn't.
I would not put it past them at all.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Let's move into announcements.
Okay.
Start this off with. Wait, did we do the back half of the scores?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back. I'm sorry.
All right. Now
Thought we did. Put the accent away.
I already got my opinion on that. I'm still protest voting. I'm gonna say 54.
54? Okay.
Yeah. Ramen.
Nice.
Lots of ramen gets eaten in this house. 86 is probably closer to the actual score.
The score is from 96 reviewers, 97%.
Yeah. No, there's no way that's 97% recommended. Not with the wait times I've seen somebody go through.
Yeah.
You can't. No. That's not Diablo. Diablo. If I've got an hour to play Diablo, if I'm playing, I'm enjoying it, whatever, sit down, run out, kill some things, have some fun. I shouldn't have to spend that hour waiting.
Agree.
And maybe not even anyway. Enough.
I agree.
All right, now we can go to announcements.
Okay, so we're starting off with My Adventures with Superman. We don't talk about new TV series very often, but this is a brand new Superman cartoon that is coming to Adult Swim and not HBO Max, because they don't call it that anymore. Now it's just Max, which is not confusing at all. It's starting with a 2-parter intro episode, and then they'll take a break where they'll then enter like a regular rotation of episodes. The reason that I thought this was really cool, I don't think so, is because this is I don't know if you remember that we talked about it at the time. I was really excited about it when it came out. There was a fan project with like a Superman and Lois comic that was really good, that stayed true to the characters, got a lot of attention on Twitter. This is that.
Okay.
And so it's Superman first meeting Lois and Jimmy Olsen, first going to work at what is the Global Planet? What is
Daily Planet?
Daily Planet? Thank you.
Yeah.
First going to all of that in Metropolis. He just got there, so it's a young Superman, but not teenage Superman, you know. And I'm
boy,
right. I'm tentatively excited for it. It's been a long time since we had something that was Superman focused.
Well, the only thing that like gives me hope in this is that it's DC animation.
Yeah.
Which DC movies, Marvel has destroyed them
right.
in the movies. But when it comes to animation, barring maybe the 90s X-Men, the series.
Right.
And the theme song bumps it up a point. That's the one.
Yep.
DC just kicks Marvel's butt in animation.
And we're not counting Spider-Man, right? Because that's Sony.
Right, but it's still Marvel.
It is.
And like Into the Spider-Verse is a shining light in all of Marvel animation.
Oh, I want to see the sequel so.
Yeah, it's out, isn't it?
Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. It's in theaters. You know what else is in theaters, but not in theaters around us? Shin Kamen Rider.
Shin Kamen Rider?
Yeah, it's Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, I know Shin Godzilla. I gotta. What does Shin add to something?
New. Shin is like new. It's new Godzilla, new Kamen Rider.
Okay.
And it's just
weird.
Yeah. It's just old Kamen Rider, but if it was made by Anno, Hideaki Anno. Kick your shit. But anyway, that's my adventure with Superman. I'm tentatively excited for it. It seems pretty good. And it's made by some of the same animators that did Avatar and Voltron. So,
okay,
you know, could be some good stuff there.
Might be too bad. Not too bad. I'll say, just still, you know, the yes, we shall see how it comes up. Like I said, you know, Marvel animation gets forgotten. DC animation wins Emmys.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
The Batman the animated series, great voice acting. Point that out. All over the place. But you know, it won an Emmy. It got an Emmy. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
big deal for an animated series. Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, but Teen Titans is a great animated series.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. We'll have to see. We shall see.
Then next announcement wise, it's another thing that we're just going to have to wait and see. Unfortunately, we shall see indeed. Ice Shield 21. Let me get this right here. Brain Brave in all caps. Ice Shield 21 is a football manga that was turned into an anime that came out a while back, and it is now getting a new manga short story. The art is being done by Yusuke Murata, which is the artist that does One Punch Man. Not the artist that writes the artist that draws One Punch Man for the manga that the anime is based off of. And man is an incredible artist. Super stoked to have more Ice Shield 21. First off, because I love the series. But Ice Shield 21 done by Murata? Woo! And for anybody who doesn't remember, Ice Shield 21 is the football anime where they have superpowers. So
you need to watch Shaolin Soccer.
I do. I know. It's on the list. It's on the list.
Soccer, Kung Fu Hustle. Those are required for you, Bubba.
Okay. I love Ice Shield. I have a soundbite on my computer that I will play right now from Ice Shield 20. It will play.
Thank you.
I haven't. I'm sorry.
Look. That movie's amazing. It's the same studio, same people in both of those. And both of those are great.
There it goes.
I really think that you will love Shaolin Soccer because it is a soccer manga, soccer anime, but live action.
Okay, I need to watch it. It's on the list, but I need to move it up the list. Then our next announcement, I don't really have much to say about this, but I wanted to poke fun at it for a minute. The Apple Vision Pro VR AR headset. Do a watch party. I don't know if I'll be available this weekend, but we will see.
We shall see.
So they have a listing of its features. I want to give you the features. It is controlled strictly with eyes and hands,
Okay.
like most things that you control.
Like an Apache helicopter in the helmet.
Yeah. It's super glasses. Front and side facing cameras, LiDAR scanner, and eye and hand tracking. 100+ Apple Arcade games playable on day one.
So,
Yeah, right. Built-in spatial audio with audio ray tracing. You know what else has that? The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Micro OLED displays with over 4K res per eye.
yeah. Good. Got a couple of screens in there.
Right. $3,499. 2-hour battery life. But it has all-day use when plugged in, like every other electrical device.
Yeah. Imagine that. You have constant electricity, it constantly works.
That's one of their selling points. That it runs all day if you plug it in.
There was a moment in time where Apple it was something different, something new. They were breaking ground. They were the cool ones.
Yeah.
And it didn't last long, but it was there.
Yeah.
And then people got tired of standing in line so much. There's still people standing in line for their new phone,
There are.
but not like you. I don't say that.
Still in the line today.
I think, right, some say, as history goes, they're standing there to this day.
All right, I will send it to you.
Yeah, I'm just not. There's some great stuff in VR. I think they're doing some really cool things with it. I just don't think it's there yet. And I can't think of a game that Apple's put out that I'm like, hey, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I sent it to the wrong chat, but it's fine. You just have the link if you ever want to look at it again. No Zaku indeed. I'd rather spend the $3,500 on a Zaku. That's for dang sure. $3,500.
Apple Game Studio. Wow. They put out.
Yeah. And then the last of our announcements is one that people are weirdly upset about. Pikmin 4 got a release date. And it's 7/21, so it's July 21st of this year. People are upset because Nintendo just dropped the release date. The goof is. But they dropped the release date and. Okay, all right, that's gotta stop, Dark. They're upset because since Nintendo dropped this, there's probably not going to be a Direct this month. Which is fair. That's probably true. But the replies to the tweet announcing Pikmin 4 are just like, what is wrong with you people? Why are you attacking Nintendo for dropping this? It was like, well, you're not gonna have a Direct this month now, and I'd rather have a Direct than this trailer. And like, the person who runs that account has no control over any of that.
Yeah. It reminds me. It kind of reminds me of something. Do we have any Xbox news in news?
We have some Microsoft news, not Xbox.
Okay, so Xbox announced that they're not going to have. I think the way they were trying to put it, but didn't come out and say it, is like we're going to have actual gameplay.
Yeah.
This year, and not just trailers. And I mean, it was like. Which that news was kind of met with like, yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah, I would expect that. I would hope so.
I would hope so. That's what we're going to see. That's what we ask for every time. And then, I don't know, this kind of feels weird. It is a little, but we announced it before, didn't we?
Yeah, they'd already announced it. We saw it in the Direct that we watched. We knew the game was coming. All they did was drop a trailer with a release date. That's it.
So what does that got to do with Nintendo Direct?
Well, normally that's the kind of thing that they would still put in a Direct.
Yeah.
But it to me, it's not proof there's not going to be one. There probably wasn't going to be one anyway. They don't have anything new to show off right now, but that we know about anyway. So
yeah,
we shall see.
All right.
That brings us into the news. Got some fun news to start us off. Trying not to just give you bad news all the time. We got some Capcom sales numbers. They don't do this very often.
Yeah.
But it's exciting that they did. So, I'm going to run down some of the big Capcom games that have come out in the last couple years and how many units they've sold.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. Thank you, Will. Resident Evil 4 Remake has already sold 3.7 million units.
Okay.
That's pretty good, you know.
One game, they keep going back to the well.
Right. RE2 Remake is at 11.9 million. RE3 Remake is at 7 million, which, you know, that makes sense. That one was received a lot worse. Resident Evil Village is at 7.9. Honestly, surprises me. I thought that one would have sold more because Lady Dimitrescu, but, you know.
Look, not everybody wants to be stepped on, okay?
Yeah, they're wrong, too. Resident Evil 7 has sold 12 million. DMC 5 is at 6.9 million. Exactly.
Yes.
Street Fighter 5 was only at 7.2 million lifetime sales. DMC HD Collection is at 1.4 million. Capcom Arcade Studio or Stadium is at 1.1 million. The Mega Man X Collection is at 1 million. But I've kept some numbers from you. Please go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I thought that would be higher. And look, if you like Lady Dimitrescu, I can't say the name right now. Dimitrescu?
Dimitrescu.
Whatever. Dimitrescu. I was forgetting the T. I'm just going to point out that canonically, Galadriel is 7 foot tall.
Yep, she sure is.
So there's that.
That means you're part of the club too.
Look, I don't want her to step on me. I've already said if I ever approached the Golden Wood and she was there, they would shoot me before they let me in. She would message to all the flats going, now just unload the arrows.
Yeah. What is the name changed to, Roxanne? What am I changing Rundgren's name to?
Let's see. What are you changing it?
Frank West. All right.
Oh.
Good to have you on here, Frank West. I believe you covered wars, so.
Yes.
I've kept some information from you though about one series and its sales as we've gone through because Monster Hunter World,
Watch out, bearded man.
so watch out indeed, 18.8 million.
Yeah.
The expansion Iceborne sold 10.2 million.
Solid.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the expansion to Rise, has sold 5.4 million. And Monster Hunter Rise has sold 12.7 million. Making Monster Hunter currently the most productive, I guess the word, best-selling series that Capcom owns. Which doesn't really surprise me.
They do have some others, you know. If they made better Street Fighter games, they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Day and Dragon Quest Day. Those are the days you take work off.
Yep. That's cool.
So that was a fun little thing of news to start us off with, and now I'll hit you right in the gut. So KOTOR 2 released on Switch a while back. Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yes.
The Sith Lords, as it were. It released without all of the DLC that came out for KOTOR 2, right? It didn't run super well. They fixed some stuff, but just
unacceptable in this day and age.
I agree, especially for a game that old. Just this week, they put out a tweet that has one of the now infamous apology deals.
Okay.
And it says, we'd like to thank the KOTOR community for their immense passion and support for Knights of the Old Republic series. That passion allowed us to bring this timeless series to the Nintendo Switch, and we are forever grateful. Sadly, today we are announcing that the restored content DLC for the Switch version of KOTOR 2 will not be moving forward for release. So there's more to that, but the restored content mod, I say mod, it's a full DLC. It started as a mod project by some of the devs that were upset that their favorite stuff didn't get put in the game, then got officially recognized by the company and was pushed out as a DLC pack, added a bunch of broken stuff into full use in the game.
Okay.
There's a couple wrinkles to this. And the first one is that they say, we'd like to thank everyone for their continued support by providing a complimentary video game key to players that purchased the Sith Lords on Nintendo Switch before this announcement. So, hey, we can't give you this thing that we've already been selling.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you a key. And here's the list of games you could get a replacement key for. On Nintendo Switch, Knights of the Old Republic 1, which runs okay on Switch, actually. Force Unleashed 1, which doesn't really run okay on Switch, but, you know. Republic Commando, which runs great on Switch, because of course it does. That game's super old. Episode 1 Racer, which is $15 on Switch, not like, you know, KOTOR 2, which is $30. Jedi Academy, and Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. Good games, but still not as much as KOTOR 2. Or KOTOR 2 on Steam.
That's like what?
Yeah, that's the last offer, is KOTOR 2 on Steam. Where you'll have to buy the DLC again.
No. Nah, that's rough. No, you messed up. Fix it.
So, there's a really good reply to them that is basically like, why? I just want my money back. And another great reply that says, hey, if you do get it on Steam, you don't have to buy the DLC. There's workshop mods that lets you just install all that stuff for free. Like, yeah.
There you go.
Yep. So, that is completely unacceptable as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Game's really old. Why can't you just honor your deal?
Yeah. Can you not sell broken stuff?
Yep, that would be great.
You know, if it was like $5 and they were going to patch it,
right?
This would be an okay story.
Yeah.
Like, man, it sucks. They're going to have to wait. But hey, it's getting fixed, and they only spent $5. They are going to play it in here in a couple months or whatever. But no, they're going to ruin it more.
And imagine somebody doesn't have a computer, but they just want to play KOTOR 2.
Yeah.
So, speaking of something that sucks, at least for Microsoft, it's your opinion may vary. The FTC, I don't mean to capitalize a V on the FTC, is requiring or demanding, however you want to put it, $20 million for Microsoft.
Okay. For
the FTC. Specifically, they are saying that it is illegally collected personal information from children without their parents' consent, and are pushing for Microsoft to add COPPA into their terms of service. Protect children's personal identities.
Yeah.
The fact that it wasn't in there already is a surprise to me.
Not to me, just because that can go a little bit overboard sometimes.
I agree.
Really miss the mark.
What happened to YouTube?
Right. Really miss the mark other times, but don't collect anybody's data.
Right. That would be great.
You know? Yeah. Look, I've had the same gamer tag for a long time.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot of damage.
I'm sure you've got, my name, you got my email address.
Right.
You know what games I played.
Yeah.
You can tell my taste from the games I played. You can see what advertised to me over the games. There's no reason to collect any more information than that.
Right. That's as much as you need.
Yeah.
So some stuff got found out from this. Microsoft hasn't said exactly how much data that they've been gathering, but it's a few. Oh, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it.
Bunch of turds.
Thank you for the raid very much, even if you're throwing turds everywhere. Specifically, they have been acquiring first and last names, email addresses, dates of birth, user data such as...
Watch out, bearded man!
Half Turds Podcast. I'd check that out. Thank you very much. Awesome. Even when a user indicated they were under 13, which is an option that you can choose, they were still asked to provide additional personal information, including a phone number, and to agree to the service agreement and advertising policy.
Yeah, how can you agree with something you're not legally...
Yep.
13 own nothing.
Yep.
You cannot legally sign a contract till you're 18.
Right.
Sorry, that's going to cut into your bottom line.
Yeah.
But that's the law.
And that's why the FTC's mad.
Yeah. The FTC's always mad, though.
That's true. That's true. If this goes through the way they want it to, they'll get the $20 million, and also Microsoft will have to change the way that they acquire information for any accounts that are under 18.
Yeah.
Turt raid. Oh, thanks for the follow there, Big Alan. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Thank you, sir.
That's where we're at with that. I do have some good news to bring you back up to, because, and thanks for the follow there, Half Turds Pod. Appreciate you. Got some good news to bring you back up to, after the loss of personal information. The Old Republic, we're talking a lot about Star Wars today, I guess. The Old Republic is going third party.
Okay.
So it will not be BioWare in charge of the Old Republic anymore. It'll be Broadsword Online Games.
Okay. Just not somebody probably going to add anything to it, but just offer the servers and keep it running.
Yeah, and not kill it the way that BioWare probably would.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was EA that pushed for this because they have a lot of money in Old Republic.
Yeah.
And my assumption is they've realized that BioWare is not doing anything new for it. And was like, no, we don't want to lose our investment, though. We can still make money off this thing.
Yeah. I don't know, but EA pushing for something does not exactly...
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that for sure. There was some interesting things they said here, though. Like, EA specifically, one of their statements was, after 12 years of launch, the Old Republic remains a success and continues to grow its dedicated and passionate community. We're so proud of the work the team has done, and the future of the game and the community continues to be very bright. So they seem to want to keep it going,
Yeah. All right. Well, good news for those that have a character.
Mm-hmm. Never did check it out. Maybe it'll go free to play if they Broadsword gets it. Probably not. EA.
Yeah.
Played one of the KOTOR games. I really like KOTOR 1 a lot. KOTOR 2 is all right. I think it in some ways is the better game, but I think it tries to be a little bit more open in a way that I don't think really suits it. I don't know. I should probably replay it at some point. It'd be great to have you there to take pictures for me, Frank West. So, our final bit of news is Twitch has updated their TOS.
Yeah.
And there's 2 levels to this. And some of it is still ongoing because Twitch put out some tweets while we started the podcast.
Okay.
But the first level is they're changing the way ads are done. If you have a logo on screen, it has to be limited to 3% of the screen size. So it can't be any bigger than that. Our logo's on screen.
Yeah.
but we don't sell anything. So it's unclear right now if that applies to us or not. The goal seems to be to push to get away from content that has other companies' logos on there, unless Twitch runs the ad for you. Because the second part of it, right? The second part of it is burned-in video ads are not allowed, and burned-in display ads and burned-in audio ads. So, like, if you have an ad for a company that you've run on the stream, you're not allowed to do that anymore. Which is weird.
That is weird, because you may have somebody helping to run, so sponsoring you, so help you run, so you can run your podcast, and then you can't advertise for them.
Apparently, there's a lot of outspokenness about all of this, I guess. One of the biggest streamer networks is OTK on Twitch. And OTK has already said, hey, if you push through this and you mean to keep this, we're leaving your platform.
Yeah.
In response to that, Twitch updated the TOS to where if you're an affiliate and you try to cancel your affiliate program, you have to pay them $25. Which at that point, just don't cancel. Just don't do anything else with it either, and it'll auto-cancel on its own without you doing it.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. Oh.
But this is really going to hurt like tournaments. This is going to hurt stuff like AGGQ, SGDQ. This is going to hurt stuff like the streamer run competitions, because they rely on those ads to be able to pay for all of that.
Right.
So it seems to be a push to get away from that and to focus more on what Twitch wants. But also, like, SGDQ just ended and raised a bunch of money for charity. That feels kind of dirty to go, hey, they raised all that money for charity. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, we didn't get enough of that.
Yeah. So, that's not great. And then, the second part of it is that...
Disappointed!
Yeah, as you should be. You should be disappointed. The second part of it is that they don't want anybody to stream on any platform that's not Twitch if they're streaming on Twitch.
You don't pay enough to do that.
Right. I agree. And especially, like, YouTube doesn't pay well, but YouTube pays a lot more clearly than Twitch. Where, like, Twitch, you have to wait for a while. For sure. Appreciate you very much, Half Turns. You guys have a good one. Have a good rest.
Thank you.
Like on Twitch, you have to hit a certain amount, and then they pay you half of it.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't think we have alert command. We should, though. We need to get on that. On YouTube, you have to hit a certain amount, and they just pay you that amount.
Okay.
But with Twitch, it's like they got to break it down and try to, do little bits at a time here and there.
So with YouTube, when they tell you this is the money you've made, that they've already taken out whatever they're taking out, or got whatever they got, you're getting that money. But with Twitch, it's like, hey, this is money you're made. We're taking half of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really frustrating in a lot of ways, because they'll show you, this is how much money you made. It's like, oh, sick. That's great. And then you see how much you get, and you go, oh. Okay. It is like taxes, but then I have to pay taxes on it later.
Yep.
So, they don't pay enough for it, but they've updated the TOS to have that as part of it now. While streamers can turn off their Twitch streams and begin broadcasting on YouTube and or Facebook, they're not allowed to simulcast on Twitch's direct rivals. We believe engaging with two streams at once can lead to a suboptimal experience for your community. So I'll ask you real quick, chat. Is it suboptimal?
Well, yeah, but that's our fault.
Exactly.
Business, Twitch.
We don't know how much this is going to be enforced yet. Okay. Specifically, Washington Post put out an article about it today. They rushed it out real quick of, like, hey, this has technically been a rule for affiliates and partners since 2019, and nobody's really been punished for it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes. It's ugly.
It is. Twitch didn't respond when Washington Post tried to ask them questions about it, which is not great.
Yeah.
But they did put out a series of tweets. Yeah, some watchers can't watch here. Twitch doesn't work for them on their TVs or anything like that.
Right.
And as much as like we wish YouTube didn't have a terrible delay, like for the most part, it still works.
Yeah. Now this is. It sounds like to me. This would be the base, like the most basic thing that happened, right?
Yeah.
You got shareholders. They had a shareholder meeting. They don't think that their shares are worth
Right.
what they're getting, that Twitch needs to be more profitable.
Hmm.
The way they in their mind become more profitable, they're like, hey, then we're gonna stop anybody from going anywhere else.
Yeah.
That means they'll have to watch here. They won't have any other options that go up. And I'm sure there's other ways to do that. But yeah, not good.
They put out a series of tweets though, and there is some hope because of that. They started it off with saying today's branded content policy update was overly broad. This created confusion and frustration, and we apologize for that. We do not intend to limit a streamer's ability to enter into direct relationship with sponsors. We understand that this is an important part of how streamers earn revenue. We wanted to clarify our existing ads policy that was intended to prohibit third-party ad networks from selling burned-in video and display ads on Twitch, which is consistent with other services. You could have worded that a lot better if that's what you were trying to do. We missed the mark. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What services?
I'm assuming YouTube ads is what they're upset with.
Yeah, but you can't. Any decent sized YouTuber you watch, they're gonna at some point gonna say, "Hey, we have a sponsor," and do an ad for them.
Yep.
Now, okay, maybe it wasn't recorded by the company. I guess.
Right.
Is that the only difference?
I guess so. I guess that's what they meant from all this was don't play one recorded by a company. But like. They finish it off by saying, we missed the mark with the policy language and will rewrite the guidelines to be clear. Thank you for sharing your concerns, and we appreciate the feedback. We'll notify the community once we've updated the language. So, what does that mean for us right now? Well, nothing right now because we don't know.
Well, so does Wizard of the Coast on Twitch? Is that...
Yeah, starting to think they might.
No,
starting to think they might. If it comes down to a choice between Twitch or YouTube, I mean, only one of them is making us choose. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and look, we don't get any ad revenue,
right?
You know, people watch ads. When they watch us, our little community here, you know, you make them sit through one or two ads at the beginning, and you're going to do it a couple times while we're podcasting. No problem.
Right.
No problem. Sometimes the time's a little inconvenient, but I don't know. Really not. Doesn't sound like a good policy.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Sounds like greedy policy, not good policy.
So if they start enforcing it, we'll have to make a decision on the back end as to which one we stream on. And again, only one of them's making us make that choice. But we'll see. I don't think they're going to enforce it. I think the pushback on this was too big. And
possibly.
They're having to backtrack now. But we'll see.
It's like they do all these things to really mess over like small streamers. And then they, usually they'll lose or have the threat of losing some big streamers,
right?
That are bringing them money, and it kind of you're gonna have to talk to them with a wallet,
right?
You're gonna have to talk to them with money.
And so again, go ahead.
Well, you're saying that's something we can't do, but others can,
right? So I really appreciate people like Ludwig and OTK and Lobos Jr. like putting their foot down and going like, no, this is not okay.
Yeah,
this is my job, but if you do this, I will leave.
Yeah, if you can't make money, if you can't survive, then you can't do it. That's dumb.
We'll see how that all turns out.
Yeah.
But hopefully with some better news for us, is Rundgren with Rundgren's Corner.
All right. Yeah, see if I can pull us out of this hole. You dog. Get to that. Okay, so we always start with the birthday. Always start out with the birthday, and I gotta go in. Okay, so today's birthday is Hei Chan's birthday.
Okay.
His real name is Lee Dong Hyuk, and he's a K-pop singer for NCT.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I've heard that name before.
Okay. I figured there's a few out there that may have, and I'm sure he may be in the studio or on tour right now, but he'll probably catch up this weekend.
Yeah.
Watching on this weekend. We appreciate it, but happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Oh my gosh. All right. So I got a story for you. Here we go. Now, I don't know who here. I have some college, not a lot. I don't know who's been to college or who's completed a college, got a diploma, but it's not an easy thing to do for somebody, to go through and get their diploma, dedicate their life to something, especially some careers. It's going to be harder classes where you got to put, if you go through and get a doctorate, it's, you got to write your thesis and everything. But I want to talk about Justin, because Justin got his diploma from Seton Hall University this week. And the crowd went nuts.
Okay.
When Justin got this diploma. It wasn't known that Justin was going to get his diploma, but when the dean was handing out the diplomas, he handed one to Justin, who took it in his mouth and wagged his tail, and everybody went nuts for him. Because Justin's a dog.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations, Justin!
Now, Justin is a service dog. Justin's owner is named Grace Mariana, and she earned her degree as well, but nobody cares about this disabled lady. We're talking about the dog, right? But she earned her degree, and she has a BS in education. She graduated magna cum laude, too.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so she put in her work, but you're not worried about her. We're talking about the dog.
Congratulations.
No, it was kind of a little heartwarming thing. Because the dean gives her diploma, and there's lots of cheering.
Yeah.
He turns and grabs the diploma and hands it to the dog. The dog looks at his owner, the one he's here for. He's a service dog. This is what he's looking for. And she gives the okay, whatever, and he turns and he takes the diploma in his mouth. And that's when the crowd went really nuts, cheering him on.
It's awesome.
Seton Hall said, well, look, he has been in every class.
Yeah.
She was in.
Yeah.
The 6-year-old dog went to college. The 6-year-old dog has went to college most of its life.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's 6.
Good job, doggo. Dad is asking if we have a picture.
Maybe if I can. Oh, I wish. It's got a video. I don't have a picture in.
I'll see if I can find one.
I can put the video in possibly with that. But Mariana, she's going on. She's working. She wants to work in elementary education, special education, in New Jersey for some reason. But it's there. It's a golden retriever. It's a yellow lab.
I have a picture.
You do?
Yes.
Nice. Well, no, I'm sure they probably got him on loans. He's probably in debt for the rest of his life. So, college got paid, and he owes the government for the rest of his life through that.
I didn't have her permission to put her face on stream, so I've moved the picture where you can't see her, just see the dog.
Okay, cool. So, at the end of the day, yeah, Grace, Miss Mariani, yeah, you did great. Good for you.
Sent you the picture just in case you wanted.
All that.
Look, it took me a minute. Okay, Dark. It's a big picture at first. I didn't expect it to be that big.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, and there's Miss Grace in the background there. There. But congratulations, Justin. You know we care about your diploma and hope you go on to teaching. Actually, I don't know what he's got a diploma in. I just know he got one.
Yeah. Maybe it's in engineering.
Or just good doggo.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Signed by the thing staff and everything. But apparently nobody was expecting it. Nobody knew. And anyway, apparently the dean knows how to work the crowd.
Yeah, seems like it.
And there were some dog barks and some woofs out of the crowd. For that. So that was my story for today.
All
Dog
right.
graduated college because somebody needs to.
But did he graduate magna Barclay?
I don't think so. I don't know. Do that. Like I said, I couldn't find out what his diploma was.
Yeah.
On that.
Well, let's talk about something more depressing then. Let's talk about your assignment from last week where you played Gollum.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I didn't have the I got a small patch before I played it. I didn't have there was some on a couple of cutscenes, there's a weird kind of graphic thing. I don't know if it really came through on the stream. It's really not much of a game.
Yeah.
There's not much to it. It looks good in areas. You know, it's not horrible gameplay, but for what is marketed as a AAA, you know, Lord of the Rings game,
right?
It falls far short.
Yeah.
I would have much with the control scheme and the pattern, the Unreal Engine, and all that. I'd have much rather played Relicta.
Yeah. Face says thank you for surprising her.
Right on. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It sounded weird. Yeah. No,
Weird
I
game.
do like it comes when you get the game, you get a player and it's got the for the music from the game, and it's got a good soundtrack. I don't want to take anything away from that. The game itself is a disappointment.
Yeah.
And it looks shiny and pretty. Oh, no problem, but the gameplay's just not. The control scheme's nothing. $10, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a $10 game, once they fix, like I said, I didn't run into the bugs that some other people were talking about. Fair enough. But you know, comparatively overall, it's got some pretty good, decent graphics.
Right.
But overall, it's just not. It's the gameplay of it is not inventive.
Right.
It's not stylistic at all. And honestly, what I thought that game should be, because I don't know if it's Escape from Mordor. It seems like it's Escape after he's been tortured.
Right.
But it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. I don't think so. No, there's no way it'd be worth 60. I think like $20 max. That's doubling your initial. You know what you put down for the start.
Yeah.
Go with it. It could have had some cool stuff in it, and it could have brought some stuff to light out of the Lord of the Rings story. It could have maybe shown a little more what Gandalf meant in the Mines of Moria.
Right.
You know? Or what Bilbo, you know, that because Bilbo hated Gollum, but he had such pity for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't worth 70.
Yeah. Oh, no. And I think, and Deviant put out an apology, but it's kind of, I think it's too little too late.
Yeah.
This was, honestly, if I had the graphics card and the memory in my computer to run create Unreal 5 to build a game.
Yeah.
I think I could do this. I could do something to this effect.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's not as I wanted something cool. It didn't have to be really, really groundbreaking, but something cool, something new, something different. And it's just not. On to that.
Also, oof, at an achievement for not dying. A game without dying.
Yeah, there's It is an avoidance game. Yeah, they market it as a stealth game. It's not. It's not. It's like, yes, you're going to be seen. Now you're going to have to run.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you're playing a stealth game, the levels are like they knock you out of the stealth, so it's like you've automatically failed at being stealthy.
Yeah.
Now you're being chased. You got to run. But
That's not. Yeah. No question in my mind, it was rushed. But we have a new selection of games for you tonight.
Okay.
I've started the poll. Remember to please say 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Shift them around a little bit where they're easy.
All right. I'm not looking at chat. Nothing.
I'm moving them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Like I said, it's not even, and then you avoid when stuff runs at you.
Do it like a little bit easier to see.
I don't know. The first one you got up there seems to be having some stuff. I got move some stuff around my screen.
There we go. Now they should be visible. Hard because like images are not all unilateral, you know?
Yeah.
That should work for now. We have a pretty interesting race here.
Okay.
Curious how it's going to work out because right now we're tied.
Okay.
I'll see. I was thinking too, if we get down to a tie break and we run the poll again with just those two and we'll have a tie, that maybe we just let you decide.
We'll flip a coin on a tie.
That'll work.
That. Make it random.
I think we've done that before.
We have.
I don't have. Sometimes I forget my own name.
Not me. I'm Frank West.
You voted for 2, but you want to change it to 1. Okay, well then there's not a tie at all.
Okay.
That despite what the Twitch poll says, the actual winner is number 1, which is you're going back to the basement, buddy. Playing basement again.
Okay. Apparently, everybody wants to see drug deals. I can do that.
Time to cook.
Right.
I came to laugh at you.
Mr. White.
Laugh at you, indeed. All right. That leads us into the usual section for outros and plugs. Do you have any plugs, good sir?
I will plug the... not me. Fair enough. Yeah, I do want to put... I'll put the Almighty Johnsons. It's a pretty good show. And it's very interestingly done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want to put that forward. Tubi's free. You should be able to watch it for free.
There's Kamen Rider and Super Sentai on there, too, through Chef Factory. Throwing that out there.
Yeah,
I'm going to plug The Rules Lawyer. I've plugged him before. He did a really good video on, like, a live stream on a couple of videos from other content creators that kind of misrepresented Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And because Paizo had put out a thing that they were asked as part of their new like remaster stuff, the FAQ, like, what are some of your biggest challenges? And they said one of their biggest challenges was misinformation on YouTube about Pathfinder 2E. Which makes sense. There's a lot of videos that are like, this system's so complicated. Well, I see why you think that. Of course it's complicated. It's not a system you know.
Right. I mean, it's just, look, I don't know it, but just glancing over it, looking at it, listening to you, it's not 2nd edition.
Right. It's not.
So
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But he did a really good 5-hour live stream that I just listened to while I was working on stuff, like the barn and...
What something to you?
just breaking down like, hey, the first video was from Puffin Forest, and it clearly was not. He didn't intend to misrepresent anything, right? He just misunderstood it.
Well, even still, that's not. It is a serious account, but he's not. It doesn't put out serious stuff. Puffin Forest is supposed to be funny,
right? And he had some maths that he did that were very wrong, and he was like, yeah, and it's not as strong as 5e, but he was coming at it with the wrong math, and so it was just a misunderstanding, you know.
Well, look, if you know who absurd is,
right,
then yeah.
Well, absurd does not work in Pathfinder 2e at all.
Yeah, that may be why he was upset.
But he didn't understand the game and had a misunderstanding. Probably wasn't even really his fault. Maybe could have gone back through the rule book a couple more times. Yeah. But you know, the other videos were from a different creator that no longer makes videos on YouTube because he went off the deep end. But they are still the videos that come up when you search Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And I understand, Dark. They are on the illusion of choice, which we talked about as a full like podcast topic one time. And the idea that there is no choice in Pathfinder because there's one optimal way to play, and just breaking those down.
That's crappy. Yeah, no, that's not true.
Right. Not true for any system. There may be one choice that is right this time, but that doesn't mean it's going to be right every time.
Well, pretty much any system is going to have a Godelian flaw, so there's going to be something there that you can do to break it.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe make the super... but that's not what sitting around a table playing these games is about.
Yeah.
It's not making the... For some people, it is. I understand. Yeah. They want to be the main character at the table or whatever. They want to be best at the table. But it's not... It shouldn't ever be about that. It should be about actual... For the setting, some actual people in that setting that just
right.
Go a little bit above and beyond.
Yeah.
You know.
By the deep end, Roxanne, and I'm going to be really brief with this because I don't like talking about drama. The brief version of it is that this guy claimed like he had a whole story about his players and everything there, but he completely misrepresented the players. And so they made videos being like, hey, that's not how this happened. And then he doubled down on that and started getting mad at all the replies and the responses and started continuing to make up stuff about the players and finally just left his channel and left YouTube completely. But just didn't seem to like the system and needed to make excuses for it instead of just going, look, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You can just say, hey, it's not for me.
Yeah, that's not, that causes no argument. You might have somebody say, oh, come on. But that's all you can, I like it. That's about the only argument on that. If you say that, then yeah, you're covered.
Yeah. When you outright lie about the system,
Yeah.
It's a really good stream. I like it a lot. It was really informative, and I'm still just soaking up everything I can about the system because I really like the way you build characters in it. It won me over from there, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough about my plugs. We talked about my plugs longer than we talked about some of the announcements. We'll be back tomorrow as you spend some time in the basement.
Yes.
Back Thursday talking about Korean mythology.
Yes.
And then Friday, I'm painting some Monster Hunter monsters. So we have a good time there.
Oh, yeah. Those aren't minis. Well, I guess they're mini compared to what the actual thing would look like. But
right. They didn't delete the drow. They just shelved the drow. The drow's coming back.
Yeah. They're going to be called the Word. That's drow backwards.
I cannot even begin to try and do Menzo Berenzan backwards. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Anything else before we go? Did I forget anything important? I think I got it all.
No, just appreciate everybody. Appreciate your comments. appreciate you hanging out and giving us your insight, whether you agree with us or not. I love hearing from y'all, and yeah, just really appreciate you.
I agree.
Maybe so. Yeah.
But until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
No, you're Frank West, remember?
I'm Frank West.
Covered wars, you know. And we've got the full spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life has to offer.